VINO Club Explorers. My name is Christina. I'm your Wine Concierge Specialist today, and I am bringing you the members only video spotlight clip. As you see, I'm working from 9 to wine today, and well, this is wine. So I already have some in my glass to give it a few extra minutes to open up. Plus, I really just couldn't wait. But with that, let me pour a little bit more as I chit chat with you. So we are going to be featuring a fabulous everyday wine from Bergevin Lane Vineyards, and that's Bergevin as in soft G, not hard. I've actually had to practice that a little bit. There's going to be an added bonus clip below featuring our CEO, Leslie, with Annette Bergevin that is included in your video notes. So if you watch the video, you're going to know what a great place Bergevin Lane is, because you're going to feel Annette's spirit and her warm personality just jump off the screen, and it's going to put you at ease and bring you right in. It's really a great video to sit and have playing and kind of listen. She's got some great recipes with some of their wines. So I highly recommend that you watch it. So there we have, hopefully everybody saw that, the Wine Concierge members only special wine feature in your video spotlight today. It's almost a $10 discount. It's priced at $21. From today until September 8th, it is the 2016 Linen Red Columbia Valley Walla Walla Washington wine from Bergevin Lanes. This is a powerhouse blend, like boom, power. With that, Annette says that it's made with everyday drinkability in mind. She hits the barrel bong on the head, so to speak. They have style preferences with all of their wines that are made with drinkability in mind, and Linen Red is their go-to. And this is actually one of my new go-tos. I've got some stocked right here in my rack. This special is only going to be available for the week through the holiday, and my guess is it's probably going to sell out before Wednesday. So click on it, stock it. It'll stay yummy in your wine racks for quite a while to come. So let's talk about the blend. This wine is a blend of the classic grapes. They're A-game grapes: Malbec, Cab Sauv, Cab Franc, Merlot, Syrah, Petit Verdot, and not in that order. On the back, which I really love that they do, they actually list their grape varietals and the percentages there. I really like it when winemakers and producers do this. But there's two other things that I love about this Linen Red. So in addition to the fact that you have a blend of all of these A-game grapes, all of the grapes are picked from their select vineyard sites. So you have different grapes, different vineyards. And then the third thing is that it's barrel aged for 9 months in a combination of barrel styles. So different grapes, different vineyards, different barrels: neutral French oak, Eastern European oak, and American oak. So all of these varietals are picked. They're vinified separately, and then they're pulled together in this red blend. It is just magnificent, and it evolves beautifully with all of the individual characteristics of the grapes shining through. It is exactly what it says, like linen. Now, there was one little side note. Washington has a special place in my heart because it's where I got my start in wine. The state calls to me often. Like, not a day goes by that I don't think about Washington or Washington wine. It's always on my mind. And I've actually walked through the vineyards at Bergevin Lane's family farm, the Bergevin Springs Vineyard. It is an incredibly welcoming feel. They have 5 generations of family dating back to the 1900s on that property. And Annette Bergevin brought on a gentleman named Dave Harvey. And Dave Harvey has been a Washington winemaker for over 20 years. With his experience, the terroirs, the vineyards, and Annette's vision, they make great wines, period, without question. All of their wines, they're great. Sorry for being distracted. One of the things about the behind the video spotlights is being able to really bring you a little bit more of us and getting more personal. But this is my sit and sip space. So it's where I take notes on a lot of wines, and I have some kitties that are having a field day with the corks behind me. Either way, let's taste. So looking at this wine first, the site is exactly what the winemaker's notes specify. It's crimson. Now, there's a little bit of a mulberry hue there, kind of like my shirt. It is a beautiful color. Smell. Smelling, the nose is deep. It's really jumping from the glass and it's just kind of calling me in. I'm not going to get too technical because wine is really about enjoying. So unless I'm analyzing, I'm going to try to keep some of that technicality out. But I want you to know what I'm smelling, what I'm tasting, and what I see. So there's a little bit of cinnamon heat going on here. Bright red cherry, it's just jumping. Raspberry and a little bit of herbaceous nuances. I have a 3-sip rule. I'll tell you about that in one of the other features. A lively acidity. It's very balanced. The tannins are textured, but they're smooth. It's very bold, kind of like a berry pie. Bing cherries, maybe like that ripe, juicy kind. And it has a medium body. So when I talk about body, I mean the weight of the wine on my palate, in my mouth. Think milk, skim milk, whole milk, heavy whipping cream. This wine is medium to medium heavy. So it's right in between that whole milk and heavy whipping cream weight. And as far as the finish goes, what I'm savoring, it's very supple, like a comfy textured velvet blanket. The flavors linger a good while after I finish sipping, and that is a good sign to me. It definitely has staying power. I'm thinking pizza, barbecue chicken, maybe the kind, what did they recommend? Oh, I think they recommended like the Coca-Cola, like if you marinate in a little bit of Coca-Cola or maybe like a birch beer, some type of barbecue chicken, pork loin chop with a cherry compote and risotto, and a prime rib. Yes, I'm getting hungry. So this linen red is not only entertaining me, but it's checking off all of the boxes. And the Price is Right box, it's checking that twice. It's lush, it's textured, it's layered, and it lasts. It reminds me of linen. And anybody who knows what I mean by linen. So when you first get linen, it's kind of crisp and firm. But as you use it, as it opens up, it becomes sensual and it softens. It's really inviting, and linen retains its texture. It's both cooling and warming. And this is exactly how I perceive this wine. It could not have a better name, linen. It's a steal of a deal, almost $10 discount, $21 on the Wine Concierge website, and only for members. It's a great vintage 2016. Click it, get it, and have it on hand for your everyday drinking. So with that in mind, I have an interesting tip for you today. Normally I'll take questions, but I ran into a young lady who had just purchased on our site recently, and she's just getting into the wine world and experiencing wine and learning about wine for the first time. And she's a local here in the Metro DC area. And when I ran into her, I recognized her from a tasting, and she was a bit perturbed, seemingly frustrated, talking to herself in the wine store aisle. She turned to me, and not knowing who I was, but then recognizing me, she was like, "This is my third visit here, and the store clerk is only familiar with the wines that they know. I have to buy for an event, and I'm buying out of my normal comfort zone. So I'm completely lost." She just didn't know what to do or where to go. And the wines that had been suggested, she didn't like. So she asked me, kind of went back to the old habit, if I had tried anything on the shelf that I could suggest to her. And the first thing that I said was, anything I suggest is going to be what I like. So instead, let's focus on what you normally drink. I was familiar with what she said, the brand name that she gave, and it is a cab based. So I suggested that she try my trunk and branch technique when picking out wine for the first time, or wine for others, or when you're trying to venture into something new. It's use that particular varietal that is the base of the wine that you drink, and look for another from the same area, county, or country AVA, or look for that blend, that varietal in a blend from a similar region. Start with a foundation grape, branch into other wines with the same grape, but from that region. There's going to be no Cab, no Merlot, no Syrah, no blend, no Pinot, no anything that's alike. So stick with the flavor profile by doing the trunk and branch technique. You take a Cab, you take your blend, you figure out a grape that's in that wine, and you stick with that flavor profile, but don't venture too far. Like if you're drinking Cabernet from California, you don't want to go and buy a Tempranillo from Spain or France or some other oddball place. You want to stick with wines within your flavor profile. She chose a Cab. We found a blend with the Cab as the primary grape from the same state, but it was a different region, and we went from there. So stay within a few dollars, no more than $5 than your usual buying price. It's my recommended way to venture and explore into new wines, and there's really no other way. So this brings me back to Cab Day. There is a ton of great info in your Cab email that just recently went out, and for those of you that didn't open it, please do. I am certain that there is something new that you can bring to the table, and something new that you can experience in wine if you can open and read about this. For instance, did you know that one fine day, the Sauvignon Blanc and the Cab Franc got their bunches of grapes all commingled and became parents to the Cabernet Sauv? That's right. What I said, shades of Vino fans. The Cab Sauv is a product of the Sauvignon Blanc and the Cabernet Franc. They're never that far apart from one another. And often blends that you think often wines that you think you might be drinking, like a 100% varietal Cabernet, may actually be a blending of Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, or any combination thereof. And it may not be on the label because labeling laws require certain percentages of grapes be disclosed, but not others. So there's like a minimum and a maximum. So this is where I recommend, when you're drinking a wine, you really like it, learn what's in it, look what's in it. We have Google at our fingertips. My recommendation is the source. So go right to the vineyard or the winery or the producer, learn about the wine you're enjoying, because you're going to be able to use that as a foundation to trunk and branch off of. So I will leave you with a reminder. Linen Red 2016. Get your Wine Club only limited feature, $21 on the Wine Concierge website. And I thank you all for watching and bringing me into your space. We really appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend and be well, wine friends. Many cheers.